Here's a deep, dark, embarrassing secret. When I was about 14, I went to a class that had a guest speaker. Before the class, I broke one of my fingernails and it just kept catching on things. And as it turned out, I ended up sitting on the front row of this class. And without thinking too much about it, I pulled out my fingernail clippers and proceeded to clip every single one of my fingernails. Just thinking about it makes me shake my head. I was even proud of myself at the time for multitasking. The truth is, I just didn't know it was rude. Should I have? Maybe, but I didn't. It wasn't until somebody later told me that it was rude that it even occurred to me. And of course, then I was embarrassed. Yeah, then I was embarrassed. Tell me in the comments if you've ever had a palm to the forehead worthy social faux pas moment. Is that even a word, faux pas? I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. A social moment where you've done something stupid. I'm very thankful for that experience because it gives me perspective when somebody else has done something completely rude. It helps me give others the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're just young or a bit clueless. Chances are really high that at some point in your life you're going to attend a school concert or a recital or a musical or some kind of speech. It is important to have a basic concept of what good manners are during a public performance. Today we're going to go over 5 things that you should know so you don't embarrass yourself at a public performance. Except embarrass yourself sounds sort of plain, so I'm going to go with a handful of things that you need to know so that you don't look like you were raised in a barn. That means so that you don't act like an animal. Hi, I'm Amy on A Lolly Life. You are royalty and already well on your way to being socially refined. Social protocol can feel like a bunch of stuffy rules, but it's wise to have a basic understanding of them so that you can blend into the crowd on those days that you're a secret agent. I understand that there are situations where exceptions should be made to social etiquette to accommodate the needs or reasonable expectations for someone. You are the best person to decide how much can reasonably be expected of your 8-year-old child with ADHD or autism. These social rules are the polite thing to do so that everyone can enjoy an experience like a choir concert. Knowing these rules can help you make informed choices and not embarrass yourself because you didn't know better. The first thing is arriving on time. I get that there are times that you're running behind or you get stopped by a train or your toddler had to buckle themselves in, but arriving on time matters, so plan ahead. Arriving on time means that your group should be parked in your seats at least 5 minutes before the show start. That usually means arriving in the parking lot 15-ish minutes before the start of the show. You need to account for the time that it takes to park, get out of your vehicles, walk to the building, go to the bathroom, and find a seat. That all has to be done before the show starts. If your child's first grade program starts at 1 o'clock and you're pulling into the parking lot at 1 o'clock, you're late. Even if you're walking in as the teacher's talking and telling about how excited the students are and how hard they've worked, but before they've actually started performing, you're still late. You should not show up late to live performances. If you are late, you can lessen the disruption that you cause by stopping before you enter so that you enter as a group. And then become ninjas so that you are not talking or walking like a herd of elephants. Someone should peek in and see what's happening, and you should wait to go in if someone is performing. If you get there halfway through the first song, then wait to go in until after the song is over. And for heaven's sakes, do not stand there with the door open. Quietly close the door, wait till you hear the sound of clapping or something, and then remember, you are ninjas, and quietly enter and find a seat. Number 2, don't talk. This one should be self-explanatory. It's a pretty obvious no-no to be talking during a concert. This does not apply to rock concerts, obviously. Anyway, if you need to communicate, whisper. And if your child is being loud or crying and you can't quickly hush them, then take them out. Number 3 is don't draw attention to yourself. It's closely related to number 2, don't talk. If you bring a toy or two to keep your toddler entertained, then don't bring toys that make noise. This also means put your phone on vibrate and put it away. You are not 3 years old and you do not need a toy to keep you entertained. A phone does not make a good toy for a child either, especially if the lights are lowered. Not drawing attention to yourself also includes things like dressing appropriately. For most concerts, you should dress business casual or Sunday best. The Nutcracker Ballet would lend itself more towards a dress and a suit jacket, whereas like a high school concert in the evening, you could probably get away with more business casual. If you're going to wear jeans, then pair it with a collared shirt and some loafers, or a nice blouse and a necklace. Are people occasionally going to show up in shorts instead of business casual? Yep. But you were wondering what proper manners are, and gym shorts, yoga pants, and flip-flops are not that. Number 4. Don't stand up during the show. Go to the bathroom and get a drink before. Unless you're toilet training or you suddenly feel ill, you should not be getting up to get a drink or go to the bathroom during a performance. Except for crying babies and the I think I'm going to puke moments, you should not be getting up to leave during a live performance like a speech or a musical or a choir concert. However, if you do need to get up and leave during the middle of a show, then follow the rules of don't get up during the middle of a song. You should wait till the end of a song or the end of the scene or something like that and then quietly slip out. And of course, the same holds true for when you come back in. Wait until there's a break in the action and then come back in. Number 5, clap when they're done performing. For example, liking this video would be like clapping. People appreciate being told that they did a good job and that you recognize how much effort and work that they've put in. So clap even when it's the choir that your child is competing against. I understand that some of these rules sound kind of strict, and the truth is, I don't follow all of them all the time. But these are the social etiquette rules for a public live performance. And so now you know, now you can make informed choices and not embarrass yourself because you didn't know. If social skills and life skills are something that you find helpful, then subscribe, because that's what we talk about here on A Lolly Life. Because you feel happier and more fulfilled when you have the skills necessary to handle life's challenges. You are valuable and needed. You make a difference in this world. You make a difference for me just by being here with me. Eat an extra serving of veggies this week and get some fresh air. And I'll see you on the next episode of A Lolly Life.